Ministry of Power, Energy and Mineral Resources submits Power and Energy Sector Mega Plan 2026-2050 to the Chief Advisor, Professor Mohammad Yunus. Chief Advisor instructs to set up separate institution for conducting research on power and energy. DNA samples collection from unknown bodies buried during July mass uprising is a crucial progress in achieving justice for the families, says Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus. 131 applications filed on the third day of submitting appeal against declaring nomination legal or repeal by the returning officer in the 13th Parliament election. Election Commission takes the issue of young and expatriate voters' participation with importance, expecting a free and fair election overcoming past errors, says Election Commissioner Sanaullah. Tribunal 1 fixes January 11 for hearing on charge framing against Joy and Pollock in 3 charges including killing orders during July mass upsurge by closing internet service. Submitting VAT return online like tax return to be made compulsory from next year, informs NBR chairman. Lowest temperature of this season, 6.7 degrees Celsius, recorded today at Nagaon. Lowest temperature in Dhaka, 11.9 degrees. Washington in agreement with Caracas, Venezuela, to provide 3 to 5 crore barrel oil to the US, says President Trump. And no compromise with the security and honor of cricketers. Bangladesh don't want to play World Cup in India in return of humiliation. Assalamu alaikum viewers, this is News at 10 on BTV News. I'm Imtiaz Ahmed Siddiqui. You just heard the highlights. Let's move on to the detailed stories. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus instructed the authorities concerned to set up an independent institution for conducting research on power and energy sectors, saying that it must not operate under a ministry. The Chief Advisor gave the instruction while presiding over a meeting on the power and energy sector Master Plan 2026-2050 at the State Guest House, Jamuna, this afternoon. At the outset of the meeting, the Ministry of Power, Energy and Mineral Resources presented the Master Plan to the Chief Advisor. The Master Plan aims to ensure reliable, affordable and sustainable primary energy and electricity for the people of Bangladesh through optimal use of domestic resources, enhanced energy security, improved efficiency and environmental responsibility. Professor Yunus said the sector is the lifeline of Bangladesh's economy. If it becomes strong, the economy will stand firm. It affects the lives of every citizen. The Chief Advisor instructed officials to conduct research on alternative energy sources. During the meeting, policy gaps in the previous 3 master plans were identified and briefly reviewed. Discussions were held on implementing the new master plan in 3 phases: Phase 1 2026-2030, Phase 2 2030-2040 and Phase 3 2040-2050. The Ministry informed the meeting that the master plan outlines how, despite rapid growth in the energy sector, climate impacts can be reduced by increasing efficiency and ensuring the use of clean fuels while creating significant economic opportunities. Some recommendations on power generation, transmission, supply, environmental and economic sustainability and institutional reforms were presented in the meeting, while goals have been set to make the primary energy sector more secure, efficient, less import dependent and financially sustainable by 2050. Power, Energy and Mineral Resources Advisor Muhammad S.K. Bashiruddin, Industries Advisor Adilur Rahman Khan, Bangladesh Investment Development Authority BIDA Executive Chairman Chaudhry Ashik Mahmood bin Harun, Special Assistant to the Chief Advisor for Post Telecommunications and Information Technology Faiz Ahmed Tayyib and senior officials of the ministries concerned attended the meeting. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus said the initiative of collecting DNA samples to confirm identities of those who were buried as unclaimed individuals during the July uprising is a significant progress towards justice for families of those people. He said this effort is to uncover the truth and give back the identities of martyrs represents a significant progress towards justice for families of the missing people and reflects the moral responsibility of the state. The Chief Advisor made the remarks after receiving a report on the overall activity of collection of DNA samples from the remains of 114 unidentified individuals who were buried as unclaimed bodies at Raya Bazar graveyard during the 2024 July uprising at the State Guest House Jamuna today. Criminal Investigation Department (CID) of Bangladesh Police collected the DNA samples. The Chief Advisor said that the atrocities committed by the then government were rare in the world history. Killing one's own citizens and burying them in mass graves is unimaginable in any civilized state. He said the DNA identification process proves that truth can never be suppressed. The names and identities of those killed will be restored and their sacrifices will remain permanently recorded in the nation's history, he added. The DNA collection activity was carried out under the supervision of the Ministry of Liberation War Affairs with overall cooperation from the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The DNA collection activity took place between December 7 and December 27, 2025. According to the report, so far 9 families searching for their missing relatives have provided DNA samples. Through forensic testing, 8 martyrs have been successfully identified. The CID confirmed that all identified individuals were killed by gunshot wounds. The identified martyrs are Shahid Suhail Rana, Shahid Rafiqul Islam, Shahid Asadullah, Shahid Mahin Mia, Shahid Faisal Shorkar, Shahid Parvez Bepari, Shahid Kabil Hussain and Shahid Rafiqul Islam. To ensure transparency, neutrality and international standards, internationally renowned forensic science expert Dr. Maurice Tidball-Binns provided guidance and training on conducting forensic tests of the DNA samples. Liberation War Affairs Advisor Farooq Azam Bir Pratik, Dhaka Medical College Hospital Forensic Medicine Department Professor Dr. Qazi Ghulam Mukhlisur Rahman, CID officials and representative of the UN Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights Mohammad Zahid Hussain were present on the occasion, among others. Visiting Acting Managing Director for Asia Pacific at the European External Action Service EEAS, Paula Pampeloni, paid a courtesy call on Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus at the State Guest House Jamuna today. During the meeting, the two sides discussed a wide range of issues covering Bangladesh-EU relations, including negotiations on the Framework Agreement on Comprehensive Partnership and Cooperation (PCA), the upcoming general elections and referendum, combating illegal migration, and expanding trade and investment. Pampeloni mentioned that the initiation of negotiations on the Comprehensive Partnership Agreement in November 2024 came after 20 years during which there was a general partnership agreement. The senior EU official welcomed the progress made on the PCA between the EU and Bangladesh. She said the pact would pave the way for deeper ties between the two partners and open up significant opportunities in trade and investment. Professor Mohammad Yunus described the PCA as one of the most important agreements for Bangladesh and said it would solidify Bangladesh-EU relations. Pampeloni noted that the EU attaches top priority to its relationship with Bangladesh, reflected in its decision to deploy a significant high-level election observation mission to monitor the February 12 general elections. She said the head of the EU election observation mission would arrive in Bangladesh later this week and is expected to hold a series of meetings with political leaders and relevant authorities. Professor Yunus said both the February 12 general elections and the referendum were crucial for Bangladesh's democratic transition. He noted that political parties have endorsed the July Charter and expressed confidence that they would campaign for yes votes in the referendum. The chief advisory affirmed his commitment to ensuring that the vote would be free, fair, participatory and peaceful. People in this country have not been able to vote in free and fair elections for the past 16 years under autocratic rule. This time they will vote in a festive manner, he added. Pampeloni stressed the importance of a peaceful election, saying Bangladesh-EU relations could reach new heights following a successful democratic transition, ushering in a new era of engagement between Dhaka and the world's largest economy bloc. Special Envoy to the Chief Advisor Lutfi Siddiqui, SDG Coordinator Lamia Murshid and European Union Ambassador to Bangladesh Michael Miller were present at the meeting. Today is the third day for the filing appeals by aggrieved aspirant candidates under the decisions of returning officers regarding the acceptance or rejection of nomination papers in the upcoming 13th National Parliamentary election. As of yesterday, 122 appeal applications had been submitted to the Election Commission. This brings the total number of appeals filed over the past 2 days to 164. The information was disclosed by the Election Commission's central booth after the conclusion of the second day of appeal application intake in the election building in Agargaon in the capital. On the final day of scrutiny of January 4, returning officers or assistant returning officers in 300 constituencies declared 1,842 nomination papers valid out of total 2,568 submitted, while the candidacy of 723 candidates was rejected. According to the election schedule, the submission of appeal applications will continue until January 9. Election Commissioner Abul Fazl Mohammad Sanaullah has said that the 13th National Parliamentary election will be different from all previous polls. He said the government has put emphasis on the participation of young voters and expatriates in the upcoming election. Observer organizations have also been informed of this, and they have been urged to help ensure a free, fair and peaceful election by learning from past faults. The Election Commissioner made the remarks this afternoon while inaugurating a workshop for election observers at the NGO Affairs Bureau office in the capital's Agargaon. Mohammad Sanaullah said the government is bringing more than 15 lakh expatriate voters under the voting process through postal ballots. Representatives of 81 registered observer organizations participated in the workshop. Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami wants to keep faith on EC for the sake of free, fair and impartial election. Jamaat Naibe Amir Dr. Sayyid Abdullah Muhammad Tahir told newsmen after meeting Chief Election Commissioner AMM Nasiruddin at Nirbachan Bhavan in the capital today. Central leaders including Jamaat-e-Islami Secretary General Milia Ghulam Parwar and Assistant Secretary General Hamidur Rahman Azad were present at that time. Speaking on the occasion, Dr. Sayyid Abdullah Muhammad Tahir said that CC camera must be set up at each polling center to ensure fair election. The Jamaat-e-Naib Amir said that it has been informed to the Election Commissioner so that there would be no compromise regarding level playing field. Election Commissioner has assured in this regard, he added. A delegation by Chinese ambassador to Bangladesh, Yao Wen, today paid a courtesy call on BNP acting chairman Tariq Rahman at the BNP chairperson's political office in Gulshan. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir and Joint Secretary General Humayun Kabir were present during the meeting. Visiting Acting Managing Director for Asia Pacific at the European External Action Service, Paula Pampeloni, called on Jamaat-e-Islami Amir Dr. Shafiqur Rahman today. She came to Jamaat Amir's Boshundara office this morning to meet him. Jamaat Chief's Foreign Affairs Advisor Dr. Mahmoudul Hassan and the party's Shura member, Advocate Shishir Monir, welcomed Paula Pampeloni. A memorandum of understanding on bilateral political consultations has been signed between Bangladesh and Uruguay. The MOU was signed this morning at the State Guest House, Podda. Foreign Secretary of Bangladesh, Asad Alam Siam, signed the MOU on behalf of Bangladesh, while Uruguay was represented by its non-resident ambassador to Bangladesh, Alberto Antonio Guani Amarilla. Following the signing, the first ever bilateral political consultation meeting was held with the participation of representatives from both the countries. During the meeting, both sides discussed issues of mutual cooperation in various sectors. From Bangladesh's side, areas such as investment in industry and trade, science and technology, health, education, energy, agriculture and exports were highlighted for enhanced cooperation. The Uruguayan side also expressed a strong interest in expanding mutual cooperation in priority sectors including agriculture, fisheries, livestock, energy and sports. During the meeting, the Bangladesh delegation briefed the Uruguayan representatives on the humanitarian situation of the Rohingya, and Bangladesh sought Uruguay's continued international support on the issue. International Crimes Tribunal (ICT) has deferred the hearing on charge framing to 11th January in a case against Sajib Wajid Joy and Junaid Ahmed Polok, which includes 3 charges, including issuing orders to shut down the internet and to carry out killings during the July mass uprising. ICT-1 passed the order today. Earlier on 4th December, the prosecution submitted formal charges against the 2 accused, and ICT-1 took into cognizance. At the same time, an arrest warrant was issued against Sajib Wajid Joy. Subsequently, despite a newspaper notice published on 10th December, Joy failed to appear before the tribunal. As a result, on 17th December, the tribunal appointed a state defense lawyer on his behalf. Meanwhile, in the same tribunal, testimony was recorded in a separate crimes against humanity case over the killing of 2 people during the July uprising, including Amir Hussain, who was shot while hanging from a cornice in Rampura in the capital. The defense cross-examined the investigation officer Abdul Rauf. On the other hand, at ICT-2, camera trial testimony was recorded for the 5th consecutive day in a crimes against humanity case involving 3 specific charges, including the killing of 6 people in Kushtia during the July uprising. The case names Mahbubul Alam Hanif and 3 others as accused. Later in the day, the defense lawyers cross-examined investigation officer Ruhul Amin for the 2nd day in the case over the killing of Abu Saeed, a student from Rangpur and the first martyr of July movement. In all these cases, 8 accused who were currently in custody were produced before the tribunals this morning. Submission of VAT return will be made compulsory from the 2025-27 fiscal year like income tax return. National Board of Revenue (NBR) Chairman Mohammad Abdur Rahman Khan disclosed this at the launching of online VAT refund program through e-VAT system in Dhaka today. Circular has been issued to avoid hassle of submitting VAT return through online, the NBR chairman said. Those who submitted return manually, they will be given entry through online, he added. The NBR chairman informed that all the activities of NBR will be digitalized to stop harassment and corruption. If needed, law will be amended to make the process easier. He further said it would be possible to make taxpayers refund appeal in transparent process quickly after implementation of online VAT refund module. From now on, the taxpayers would not be needed to visit the VAT office for submission of refund application and to receive its receipt. For necessary information and cooperation in this regard, the taxpayers have been suggested to communicate with VAT Commissionerate. And now, international.